The pocketbooks of Canadians are in dire straits these days. Inflation has been persistently high. Interest rates are the highest they've been for decades. And at every turn, it feels like it's just a little bit harder to get by. And as personal finances are stretched, and with November being Financial Literacy Month, we felt that now would be the perfect time to look at some ways, some simple ways that Canadians can help things get back on track. Joining us now to help navigate these complicated times is Elizabeth Naumovski, VP of Marketing at Caldwell Securities and the host of Empowered here on the News Forum. Elizabeth, thank you very much for joining us on Forum Daily.
Thank you so much for having me today, David.
So November is Financial Literacy Month and a great time to think about your savings. Let's talk about your $5 per day savings program and why you think it's important.
So thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. This is my 5th year doing the $5 per day savings challenge. And I thought it would be a great way to get students, students that have just newly graduated with a brand new job, or even somebody who has no savings. All they have to do for the month of November, starting November 1st, put away $5 per day. And it adds up so quickly that by the end of the month, you will have saved $150. In a year, it's 1,825. And in 10 years, it's 18,250. This is a great way to start an emergency fund for yourself. Start planning for your future, start saving for your future. And after 21 days, it becomes a habit and it's no longer hard to do and you won't forget to do it. But if you have more money, forget the $5 per day. Put aside $10, $20, $50 a day, whatever it is that you can afford.
And one of the things you've also talked about is the belief that we need to run our lives like corporations do. Explain to us why we should mirror what corporations do.
Well, when times get tough, corporations like to downsize. How many times do we read or watch news stories and all of a sudden so-and-so has let go of 5,000 people, 10,000 people, whatever? Corporations like to run lean and mean, and we should do the same thing for our household. We should actually start focusing on living in needs versus a wants life. What do we need? What do we need to get us to that next level? Corporations have huge budgets. We need to have huge budgets as well. But when they downsize, those budgets, once again, are lean and mean. So what do you need to get you through that next day to put food on your table, pay all of your bills on a regular basis and on time, because that's really important, and be able to put some money aside for your savings and your emergency fund?
And what are some things that people may cut out of their budget if they're looking to operate like a corporation?
This is a really good question because back through, COVID lockdown, I actually looked at all of my expenses to see what was happening. I was looking, me personally, did I actually need a landline phone at home? $60 a month adds up. I renegotiated my my home alarm with the company. And I looked at what I was paying for cable and renegotiated that as well. Remember, we have the power to negotiate. We have the power to ask for things. My mother always said, if you don't know, ask. If you are with a corporation for a long time and you think that your bills are a little bit higher, call them up and see whether you can negotiate them lower. We have to keep money to ourselves. We work really, really hard for every dollar that we make. And if we can save because we've negotiated, even better.
You mentioned the pandemic. One of the things that a lot of Canadians did, in many instances because they were forced to, is take on credit card debt. What can you tell us about paying off credit card bills and staying away from just paying the minimum on your statement?
This is very important. What I'm going to do is use an example of $1,000. You want to buy a new cell phone. Let's just pretend it's $1,000. First, you have to take a look and see how much money, how many hours do you have to work in order to buy that specific $1,000 item? If you're making $20 an hour, that's $50 without putting Sorry, that's 50 hours. So without putting food on your table, paying off any bills, or even having a cell phone plan,
Yeah.
you've just worked 50 hours to buy this $1,000 item. You put it on your credit card and you only pay $10 minimum. It will probably take you around 8 years to
Yeah.
pay it off. And that 1,000 item will probably cost you around $2,500. So you have to think about what you do with your hard earned money. Like if you're going to put it on a credit card, pay it off. That minimum balance is not helpful to you or your savings.
Thank you very much for sitting down with us on Forum Daily.
Thank you so much.